These 5 psychological tricks are so powerful, they've been used by cult leaders to control thousands. Some are banned, some are hidden, all are terrifying. Alright folks, welcome back to Twisted Cortex. Today, we're diving deep into some seriously dark territory. We're talking about the kind of psychological manipulation that's so potent, it can literally rewire someone's brain. These aren't just party tricks, these are the foundational techniques that cult leaders throughout history have used to gain unwavering, terrifying control over their followers. It's about exploiting fundamental human needs, the need for love, for belonging, for answers, and twisting them into tools of coercion. We're going to peel back the layers on 5 of the most common and most effective methods these master manipulators employ. You might even recognize some of these tactics in milder forms in everyday life, but when they're concentrated, the results can be devastating. We're talking about people losing their families, their fortunes, their identities, even their lives. It's crucial to understand these mechanisms not just out of curiosity, but for self-preservation. So buckle up because this episode is going to be a wild ride into the darker corners of human psychology. We're not just listing these tricks, we're going to explore why they work, how they prey on our vulnerabilities, and what it feels like to be on the receiving end. The goal here isn't to scare you, well, maybe a little, but more importantly, it's to arm you with knowledge. Because awareness is the first line of defense against this kind of mental warfare. Let's get into it. Hook. Alright, so once they've got you hooked with the love bombing, the next major play is isolation control. This is where things get really insidious, man. They start to slowly, methodically, cut you off from your existing support network, your family, your old friends, anyone who isn't part of the group. It's not usually an overnight thing, hey, ditch your parents. No, it's way more subtle than that, at least initially. They might start by planting seeds of doubt about the people in your life. Your family doesn't really understand you like we do, or your friends are holding you back from your true potential. They create this us versus them mentality. The outside world, including your loved ones, is portrayed as negative, unenlightened, or even hostile to your newfound truth or family. They'll subtly encourage you to spend more and more time with the group, attending more meetings, more events, until the group becomes your entire social world. Little by little, your connections to anyone outside the cult start to fray. Maybe you stop returning calls from your parents because you're made to feel guilty, or because the group's narrative makes them seem like an obstacle to your growth. Chapter 3. The Mental Mute Button Thought-Stopping Cues. Elsa. Now this next one is really fascinating and incredibly creepy when you think about how it works on the brain. It's called thought-stopping cues. Cult leaders are masters at shutting down critical thinking, any kind of questioning or dissent, and they do this by implanting these little mental tripwires. These can be specific phrases, chants, songs, hand gestures, or even just a particular sound. When a member starts to have a doubt, or asks a wrong question, or expresses a thought that goes against the group's ideology, these cues are deployed. Imagine you're in a group meeting, and you raise a concern. Instead of a discussion, the leader or even other members might start chanting a specific mantra, or they'll repeat a stock phrase like, "That's just your ego talking," or "Trust the process," or "Doubt is a sign of weakness." These phrases aren't meant to answer your question, they're meant to shut it down. They're designed to make you feel ashamed or foolish for even having the thought. It's a way of short-circuiting the critical thinking process before it can even get started. Chapter 4. The Puppet Master's Strings, Fear and Reward Loops. Elsa. Okay, so this next one, fear and reward loops, this is classic behavioral psychology, man, but weaponized on a grand scale. It's about conditioning people like you wouldn't believe. Basically, the cult leader sets up a system where behavior they like is heavily rewarded, and behavior they don't like is punished, often severely. And these rewards and punishments are usually social and emotional, which can be even more powerful than physical ones, especially after the love bombing and isolation have taken hold. So if you're being a good member, you're enthusiastic, you're recruiting, you're parroting the doctrine, you're donating your money, you get showered with praise, affection, maybe even special privileges or a higher status within the group. This taps right back into that need for validation that was established during the love bombing phase. It feels good, you feel accepted, you feel like you're doing the right thing. Your brain learns, do this, get good feelings and approval. It's a powerful positive reinforcement loop. But, and this is a big but, if you step out of line, if you question things, if you show any sign of disloyalty or independent thought, the hammer comes down. Chapter 5. The Secret Handshake, the Illusion of Sacred Language. Elsa. This last one we're going to talk about today is a bit more subtle, but it's a really powerful tool for reinforcing group identity and control, the sacred language trap. What happens here is that cults often develop their own unique jargon, a set of special words, phrases, or interpretations of common words that only insiders understand. It might be new terminology for spiritual concepts, code words for outsiders, or special names for the leader or certain practices. It's like learning a whole new dialect. On the surface, this can make members feel special, like they're part of an exclusive club that possesses secret knowledge. We understand things that the unenlightened masses don't. This shared, coded language creates a strong sense of in-group cohesion, and sets the group apart from the rest of the world. It reinforces that us versus them mentality we talked about with isolation. When you can communicate in a way that outsiders can't comprehend, it deepens your bond with those who understand. Chapter 6. Breaking the code, reclaiming your mind. These aren't tricks, they're weapons. Stay aware, or become the next victim. Elsa. So there you have it, folks. 5 incredibly potent psychological weapons that cult leaders have used and continue to use to manipulate and control. Love bombing, isolation, thought stopping, fear and reward, sacred language. Each one is a thread in a complex web designed to capture the human mind. And when you see them laid out like this, it's pretty sobering, right? It's a stark reminder of how vulnerable we can all be to these kinds of sophisticated psychological pressures, especially when we're seeking connection or answers in our lives. The key takeaway here, and I can't stress this enough, is awareness. Understanding these tactics is your best defense.